What up, though, YouTube? It's your girl Lolo coming in to tell you about this video that I'm about to post. It's about childhood trauma. Um, just know that you're not out here alone dealing with certain things, and people got your back. The first step is to acknowledge the fact that you're dealing with it and get some help, y'all. Get some help. This subject is very serious and it affects more people than you think. Again, if you're dealing with this situation, get some help. If you're still dealing with it, if you have dealt with it in the past, you're dealing with it now, get some help. If you dealt with it in the past, get some help. Talk to y'all in a minute. Stay strong. Good morning, YouTube. What up, though, Detroit? It's your girl Lolo coming in to talk to you all about a subject. You all know that my channel is for therapy, and it was thought about years ago when I was dealing with issues with my two oldest sons. One now 30, the other 29. Um, they were having episodes, and we thought that they were just acting out, being bad, or, just getting into things because of the neighborhood that I, grew them up in. But they actually were having some struggles, dealing with some things that was going on with them mentally that they couldn't express. So I seek the different doctors, and we got the right resources, and they were diagnosed with um, one schizophrenic and the other one bipolar disorder. And I later found out because he's constantly going back and forth in this jail, that prison, he was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism. And hyperthyroidism has an effect that sometimes messes with you mentally. And you can have like this last incident, he y'all bear with me, shot up his baby mom's grandmother's house. This is what he's been accused of. Um, Very heartbreaking to hear, you know. And like I said, if you haven't been through it, you can't relate with it. But we are put here on earth in this life for a reason. And I feel like some of the reason is to help one another. He places your feet in a path, of certain situations that he know that he can put on your heart and your mind to help that person. If you're not trying to put that forth in life, then you're doing yourself and others a big disservice. Mental illness, if you don't know how it look, you won't know what it is. I know how it look, I know how it sounds. And it has not been an easy road for us. I ask prayers for the family, even dealing with that, we dealing with deaths, and this is the reason why I set this channel up. Now, mental illness can come in a form of past trauma, hurt, and pain. I just recently spoke to someone that has been dealing with some things that they shared, and I won't reveal their name. But this is a subject that some people try to sweep up under the rug. Rape, childhood rape, molestation, all of this type of thing, family touching other family. I want to explain to you all what I get on just listening to these stories. When you're a child, it's your parents' responsibility to protect you. It's the adult's responsibility to not violate you and to protect you. So, adult on child rape is molestation. It's a crime all day, all day, and they should be prosecuted to the fullest of the law. Now, growing up in a household with a Jackson, Mississippi grandmother on my mother's side, because my father's mother was full blown Cherokee. Um, Growing up with her, Emma Jones, everybody know me, know her. They knew her before they knew me. Um, Growing up in that household, my grandmother had the boys' room, which was in the back, and the girls' room was in the front. The girls' room was in the front because my grandmother's master bedroom was right there. The boys' room was in the back because everybody that know old school grandparents know that they may not always sleep together. So my grandfather was back there with the boys. You do not allow children, whether little cousins, little brothers and sisters, uh, you don't allow them to be unattended. Just like we knew when we were growing up, when grown people was in the house, you didn't go in there running around grown men, and you stayed your behind outside in your place. Nowadays it's just this why more and more things is happening. Not to say that rape didn't happen back then. Yes, it did. That's why my mother personally, we couldn't go to any and everybody houses. We had to go to one particular house, that one trusted uncle that my mother knew hands down had her back and would not do that to a child. But nowadays, they just let them just go. And, you know, child on child molestation. Two children, 5 years old and 8 years old, parents, we have to have some type of teaching to give them accountability at that age. Not saying that what they did is wrong, but when you're at the age that you don't know right from wrong, that's when it's not right. That's what I feel like it's not right. Kids are gonna do things that kids do. They say they play house because they see the parents play house, and it don't have to be sexual, but they just make believe. It's childhood things. But when it comes to an adult touching a child, that's a crime. That adult knows right from wrong. It's a crime all day. You're a very sick individual to be an adult and have the thirst for a child. And for the parents that the children have told their parents and they've ignored it, didn't believe them, I I trust my child. I have a family member that, have you ever wondered why someone was angry at you and you never knew? But then you think back on, because you have conviction in your heart and you try to remember, maybe I did, or if I did this, or maybe I did that, But come to find out, this is the reason why I think she's angry with me, is because her child came here for the summer. Everybody know I have to work. I have an old school bringing up. I would never leave a child at home with a man and have to question if something happened to that child? Hands down, I'm choosing the child over the man all day, every day. But I'm a different type of parent. I was brought up different. Men don't sit around and bounce babies off their laps. That's what my grandmother used to tell us. And you don't walk through the house without a brassiere on. You know, nowadays, you catch girls outside at the gas station with their pajamas on and their house shoes, knowing very well you're not coming back in that house and pull those clothes off and get in your bed. But it's a new generation out here. But everybody wants to be respected in a certain light. Who ever think that a woman would be outside, you in your pajamas? You're not dressed. But if a man says something to them, then they feel violated. I don't get it. But again, back on the subject, and we kind of get off a little bit because some things I be having on my mind on how this life works when it comes to women and men violating women and all this childhood rape. 5-year old, 8-year old. 8-year old get that you know what spanked and toe up. That 5-year old is being taught that it was a wrong thing to do. Parents, we need to nip it in the bud. Your child comes to you and tell you something happened to them. We gotta believe them. What else can we do? What else should we do but believe our child? Why would they lie? And how can a child explain something to you as an adult that you know typically would happen as an adult sexually and you not believe that child? And I need to ask you all a question. These are for the victims that allow their children to be victims. How can you look your child in the face and ignore the same look that you had with your parent, which was a cry out, help me? Something is going wrong. How could you not notice that look when it happened to you before? How can you not notice that heartbeat thumping through your chest or your child's chest? That familiar race in your heartbeat. People, don't ignore the signs. If something is happening, open your eyes. Have that third eye in the back of your head when it comes to your children. It's some sick individuals out here. Have the third eye. Pay attention to your child. That's your job. Is it a crime if something happened to your child and you don't pay attention to it? Is it a crime for you to be prosecuted that something happened to your child when you're responsible for your own child? If it was, it'd be a lot of parents locked up. Don't allow your lust for that man to blind that bright shining star in your eyes from that child. Innocence. They need to keep it as long as possible. It is not fair that someone violates a child. It's not fair. It's not fair at all. It's women out here walking the streets. I don't promote prostitution. But how can you, how can you destroy a life like that has so much potential in this world? I just wanted to come in here and talk to you all about this subject because it's happening so many times on women growing up damaged from a family member that has touched them, or they were smaller and the siblings touched each other. And, you know, parents, pay attention. Don't leave your child with anybody. Oh, I just need some air. I need a break. Watch your children, because that break that you trying to get might break your child spirits for the rest of their life. Don't be selfish. Do not be that selfish where you feel like it's all about you and leave your child with something. You have a gut feeling when you mess with these men out here. Something just not right. Tap into it. Talked y'all heads off too much. It's just, I had to get that out. If you're going through it, get some therapy. It's help out here. Talk about it. For years, I couldn't talk about a lot of things that I was going through, but I'm talking about it now. It's not embarrassing to me anymore. Who cares? Somebody might be going through something worse. I might be able to save their life by just listening to my story, my inspiration. Talk to you all in a minute. As I say always, protect your mental health at all costs. It's worth it. Your life and your mental health is worth it. Love y'all. See you. Bye.